your time as a CO at the Lorton
Well,
Penitentiary? Was it mainly based on that?
it was based on that and just the trials and tribulations that I went through becoming a young CO at Lorton, which was a high pressure environment, and how I dealt with it and how I made it through.
Okay. And so how did you make it through? Let's go. Let's dive into that. Because since we already we here, we're gonna, like I said, trust and believe. We're gonna get to your backstory.
Oh yeah,
But since we're already here, um, and you because I know like you had when I spoke with Terry T. Miles, shout out to him, and he was speaking on his encounter with you and how you was able to develop a bond, since his time away, and you had some pushback about what was said, because and I understand that there's certain code language or certain things that should not be, you know well, and even though we know that he didn't mean any harm by
let,
it, but
let me
there were
say this.
certain things that that there's should not be.
We addressed that off camera, and I really don't want to like address.
Okay.
That's my brother, and
Right.
talked about it. And some things, one thing about me is certain things for the camera, and there's certain things for off the camera. That's my brother. I love him. We
Right.
we talked about it. We both ended with we love each other, and I'm gonna leave that for
Okay.
now if you don't mind.
No, 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 absolutely. Because I wasn't going to get that deep into it, but I no, I was going somewhere with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said, but I wasn't going to go too far. No, I understand that, and it's duly noted.
Mhm.
And so the reason why I wanted to kind of segue into how during that time, especially within that space where you were at the penitentiary at the time, and again we talk about you know the pressure involved when it comes to you maintaining your position, but also being able to really understand the plight,
Mhm.
against some inmates, not all, because there's some that belong there, but some have other circumstances. So that's what I was getting at. Like how do you how were you able to balance that, between.
Um, I'm not a judgmental person, and I think to be able to do any job effectively, especially being a correction officer, you can't take anything personal, really.
Right.
And I see them as people. I didn't see them as inmates. And I think that's what made me effective. I wasn't standoffish. I didn't treat them like they was below me. I treated them like they were equal to me, right? And I think that's what made me effective because one thing about correction, Lorton was a very violent prison, right?
Mm.
But, DC inmates, they have a reputation in the Federal Bureau of Prisons as being the most violent. I understood that when I walked through the gates, right? So one thing about me, like I say, I am everything I do is about morals and principles. Morals and principles. So I'm gonna treat them guys with the utmost respect at all times. I'm going to communicate with them. I'm going to look them in the eyes and tell them when they wrong. And then if I'm wrong, I'm going to apologize.
Right.
Let me tell you about people don't understand about dudes that was incarcerated at it. A lot of times you might get into maybe a little verbal altercation, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
9 times out of 10, them brothers, if they was wrong, they gonna come back and apologize to you.
Oh, okay. Do they?
Back and apologize to you. And people on the outside of prison might see them in one way. But me working in prison, I'm gonna see them different because I'm around these guys for years. So I see a side of these people that other people don't see. And you're right, there's some dudes in prison, you like, well, he don't need to get out.
Mhm.
But it's some people in prison, the most talented
Yeah. Yeah.
inside Lorton. The most talented brothers I ever met was inside the prison system.
I
Smart,
agree.
talented, and they just used they just, they didn't, let me say this. Maybe they didn't use their talents in the way they should, but we had some talented
Hmm.
brothers. I remember this one dude, and I remember his last name. His last name was Beckton. And when he drew a picture, he made it come alive.
Mm.
And he can also play bass. He can also sing. It was just that's what you had in Lorton.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm seeing all this talent. I'll be like, damn, man. So with me, Faith, I respected them dudes. I treated them with the utmost respect, and they respected me. But let me say this: I had to go through my bumps and bruises to get to that point.
Oh, of course.
In prison, no respect isn't given to anyone. Nobody, no inmate, no staff member. You have to go through your bumps and bruises.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.